Hey, how's it, guys? Elton here. I thought I'd put together a short video um, with some of the most common South African terms and words that you're likely to hear me say during the course of my videos. Think of it as a glossary of terms, if you like. So let's get into it. First one is braai. So a braai is what the rest of the world typically call a barbecue. There are certain rules that go with a braai. For instance, you do not use gas. Gas uh, barbecues are essentially outdoor hobs or stoves. Um, you will be removed from your family tree as a South African if you are caught using a gas barbecue. Typically, we in South Africa we would use wood, or if wood's not available, we would be using charcoal, but never gas. Then we move on to biltong. So biltong is known as beef jerky, typically around the other countries of the world. It's essentially dried beef, typically in South Africa, although in South Africa we do have a varied choice of various game, springbok, kudu, ostrich. But essentially it's your beef jerky. So again, biltong. And then we move on to bliksem. So quite a diverse word. It can be used in several scenarios. If you were to walk and stub your toe on a table, for example, you might shout out, "Eina bliksem." So an expression of pain, or it could be used if someone's really winding you up as an expression of frustration and a precursor to a severe beating, as in, "Ek gaan jou bliksem," or "I'm going to bliksem you." So moving on to lekker. Lekker is basically translates to nice or cool. So you might walk down the street and see a nice Tesla parked on the road. It's like, that's a lekker car. Or see a nice looking woman walk past, or man, and go, that's a lekker looking guy or woman. So yeah, very expressive, lekker. Yebo. So Yebo is a African language, from an African language, Zulu, I believe. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of stick from South Africans for that one. And basically means yes. So yebo, yes, it's affirmation agreement essentially. Then we move on to but. So but is essentially brother or bro. How you doing, but? Good to see you. It's a term of endearment. Boerewors. So boerewors is a South African sausage. Typically comes in packages as a spiral. Most times it's a mix of beef and pork and obviously spices together in one sausage. Primarily beef, maybe 80-20 or 70-30 split between beef and pork. It can be cooked in different ways, and different South Africans like their meat cooked in different ways. So typically boerewors will be well cooked on the outside with a little bit of pink left on the middle. Others prefer it to be completely ruined by being cooked throughout and very dry. Bra. So bra is again, it's kind of brother or mate. How you doing? So how you doing, bra? Good to see you, bra. Eina. Eina is an Afrikaans word and essentially means ouch. So it's an expression of pain or shock. So if you witness someone fall over, for example, you might say Eina. Or if you see an accident, Eina. It's just an expression of pain and surprise. Eish. Eish is a Khoisan African tribe, primarily down in South Africa, term, and it means surprise or shock. So if you witnessed an accident, for example, you might go, "Oh, eish, 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 eish," or if you see someone injure themselves, again, walking into a table with their pinky toe, "Eish, eish, eish." So it's just again a term for surprise or shock. Then we move on to gatvol. Gatvol basically means I've had enough. So, at the end of a working week, for example, you may be gatvol of that week and looking forward to your weekend. You may be in an argument with someone and you get hurtful of the situation. Maybe you're involved in a discussion on social media about vaccinations, and you might get hurtful of that conversation where people are throwing fake news at you. Um, and then we move on to Joel. So Joel is essentially a party, or you're having a good time. So you might be down the beach. Someone phones you up, says, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm having a fat Joel on the beach. Or you might be around someone's house having a fat Joel. So it's basically party. Then we move on to yes like. So yes like again is an Afrikaans word, and again it's used for expressing surprise or shock. Um, so you might have a close encounter with a car that just barely misses you, and your reaction is yes like surprise. So those are a quick run through of probably the most common words you're going to hear me use during the course of my videos. If I've missed anything, Sappers out there, let me know. I'll add them into another video. But for now, I think those cover the most that I'm going to be using anyway. So I hope that's useful. I hope that makes sense when you hear these words in future videos. See you later, guys. Keep well.